is something that we are looking for everywhere. What we don't realize is that happiness is right under our nose. All you have to do is this. As Tom Wilson famously said, a smile is happiness you will find right under our nose. But we get so caught up in our everyday hustle and bustle of life, we forget it's so easy to smile and to be happy. Do you think you smile enough? Evgeny, let me ask you, how many times did you smile today?
3 times.
I don't even have to say that is miserable. Children smile more than 300 times in a day. Now we know why we are so happy around them. I grew up in India, where they say, if you see someone without a smile, give them a smile. I get my inspiration to smile in this age of rage from one man, and to give a smile from one man. A man who I can find inside me. A man who dedicated his entire life to make you and me smile. He was one of the greatest artists of his era. An era when silence was really good. An era when you didn't need words to make people happy. I'm talking about none other than my childhood hero, Charlie Chaplin. Time magazine listed him as one of the most successful artists of his era. Back in the 1930s, when the world was coming out of the Great Depression, he made this movie, Modern Times. How many of you here have seen this movie? Let's see. Great. Those of you who haven't, you will see it now. Almost 70 years later, that's today's Modern Times. I see some similarities between those modern times and today's modern times. And I would like to highlight 3 things that we can learn and implement into our daily modern lives. The movie, Modern Times, starts with the time of industrialization, when man is being replaced by machine. Charlie is surrounded by machine. The world is clearly progressing, but Charlie is clearly struggling. In today's cutting-edge times, do you know of that someone who's struggling with today's machines? The iPhone 1, the iPhone 2, the iPhone 3, the iPhone 4, the iPhone 5. I cannot even imagine what's coming up next. The only difference is that this brand, Smile, and what remains on our mobile phones is just this. Back to the movie. The movie continues into the body. Murphy's Law says, anything that could go wrong, will go wrong. It's completely applicable to our man Charles. He's mistaken as a communist and is sent to prison. He doesn't forget to have a good time there though, by accidentally sniffing cocaine. He manages to come out of prison and meets the love of his life. Things, however, cannot be smooth. The cops are behind them again. One thing he's good at is running. He's mischievous, he's magical, he's mysterious, and while running, sometimes he loses his hat, his stick. He loses his hat. The cops come closer, get hold of his jacket. He even loses his jacket. He even loses his... Let's stop there. One thing he doesn't lose is his contagious smile. In today's speedy times, do you know of that someone who's running all day, who's on a treadmill, taking the metro, walking to work like this, dropping kids to school, meetings, deadlines, and in that process, sometimes they might lose a job, the money, their toys, sometimes even a relationship. And what remains at the end of the day, on the status update, is just this. Time to get into the movie again, the climax. Just when things are looking better, Murphy's Law again. The cops arrive to arrest his girlfriend, but they're good at running. They manage to escape out of there. In the end, she's tired of all the running around and says, "But what's the point of even trying in life?" To which he just smiles again and says, "Buck up, we never give up." The movie ends with them walking into the uncertain but hopeful future of tomorrow. In today's tough times, do you know of that someone who's struggling, who wants to give up, who wants to quit everything, including this? Ladies and gentlemen, if you know of that someone, let's introduce them to this man, the long-forgotten Charlie Chaplin. We all have that Charlie inside us, that smile inside us. Isn't it time to bring it out? In today's modern times, when we are surrounded by machines, don't we need that Charlie inside us to remind us not to be that mean machine? And in today's speedy times, don't we need that Charlie inside us to help us cover these miles with smiles? And in the times of decline, don't we need that Charlie to help us rise and shine? I have found that Charlie and that smile inside me. Have you?